The 2014-15 school year began with a bang here at Lenape High School. The fall saw numerous achievements and successes both inside and outside the halls of Lenape, and we've got all the best for you today. Tribal News is back and better than ever, and it starts right now.
Welcome to Tribal News. I'm Celine Pence alongside Jack Watson. I would like to welcome you back to another season of Lenape Tribal News.
That's right, Celine. What do we have to start us off?
The One Book, One School novel this year was Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne. Let's check out some highlights from when Laybourne visited Lenape High School and what this One Book, One School program is about.
The One Book, One School campaign kicked off with a bang this year. Author Emmy Laybourne was invited to Lenape to talk to the students about her experiences as a writer. The One Book, One School campaign is designed to bring an entire school community together with a common point of interest. This year's book, Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne, was a very popular topic of conversation among students. Her visit to Lenape was very powerful, to say the least. Author Emmy Laybourne visited to Lenape High School. Here's what she had to say about the One Book, One School campaign.
When I learned that Lenape High was going to be reading Monument 14, the whole school was going to be reading my book, it was probably one of the greatest honors that I've experienced yet as a novelist. So I think the One Book, One School program is absolutely brilliant. I love the idea that everyone, faculty and students alike, would have one common point of discussion, so that they could relate to each other about this book, that everyone has something to talk about, and it's this book, and it's my book. I mean, it's an incredible honor. I don't know what could come next that would top this.
The presentations that she made throughout the day showed how powerful her words were within the book.
I think that you can judge a student body by how playful it will be. And these kids that I've met here today are bright, they're polite, but they're playful. They were totally ready to engage with me. They had smart questions. They'd obviously done their homework and read the book. But more than that, they had the sense of how you talk to an adult and how you get along, and still they were able to be playful within the framework of what's appropriate. They were having fun. I mean, I had a great time, and I really think that all the kids I met had a great time too.
Emmy Laybourne's visit has inspired and touched the lives of the entire student body. The One Book, One School campaign has greatly benefited from her contributions to the Lenape community. We would like to thank Emmy Laybourne for her interview. I am Anthony Pizza, reporting for Tribal News. Now back to the studio.
Lenape High School's first club devoted to feminism, Women of the World, was founded this year. For more on Women of the World, we go to Gabby Sharp.
As autumn rolls in, a new leaf turns, and a new club has started here at Lenape High School. This organization is known as Women of the World, or commonly referred to as WOW. WOW represents and promotes the idea of feminism. It was founded by 4 students, Dally Bailey, Katie Fox, Nada Hussein, and Emily Brady. Women of the World began this year and meets once a month in the Media Center. It is run by the co-advisors Gina Purvis, a chemistry teacher, and Jamie Favre, a Media Center specialist. This club has done many things to promote itself, such as creating posters and hanging them around the school. These posters depict many different messages. For example, some state the definition of what feminism is. Some of the posters also promote the club to entice students to come and join. An average meeting consists of the co-advisors and the founders discussing their future plans for the organization, then all the members contributing their ideas on how to achieve them. Miss Purvis is an advisor of Women of the World.
WOW is Women of the World and is the club that we have here at Lenape. It's our first year. The goal of the club is to empower females, to also shed light on equality with females. The term feminism, to let people know and be aware that it isn't male bashing, it's really just continuing that empowerment and raising the self-esteem and helping women in need. Giving them the tools that they need to find success in their lives, and also giving the tools to the students here at the school to continue to find success in their personal life. So helping others while helping yourself. Success.
Ms. Favre has lots of expectations and goals for this club.
Overall, I guess our agenda and goal and mission statement really involves two different strains. One is to raise awareness of women's issues and gender issues overall, because really any issue that's going to affect women will also affect men. And then also we want to help community service and community groups, and like we're doing a drive for Spirit of the Holidays to collect wrapping paper to help them out.
Women of the World started with 2 different groups of students going to current co-advisors. Each of the groups had similar ideas and came together to form one club.
I never really spoke much with Ms. Purvis before. I didn't have the opportunity to really work with her much.
I had a couple thoughts in my head about wanting to start a group here for females, just really giving them that sense of self-esteem that they could do what they wanted. They didn't have to degrade themselves in the process of getting what they wanted and doing what they wanted to do to achieve success for them personally.
2 students came to me, Katie Fox and Nada Hussein, who are juniors this year. So they came to me the end of last year with an idea to start something to raise awareness about women issues and to talk about, gender issues.
I'm not sure how fate turned around and ended up at my door, but I had 2 students at my door, Dahlia and Emily, about a month later, asking me if I'd be interested in listening to this club, this Girls Leadership Institute. We read the books together.
And when we both went separately to Mr. Walsh, and he said, well, 2 groups wanted to kind of do the same thing, so why don't you guys come together?
The club, since it is new, has only had 2 meetings so far.
We had an initial meeting where we were just kind of gauging, okay, how many students would be active and involved and would come out, and we had about 80 students come out, which was great. And then our first main club meeting was actually on Election Day, so we focused in on women in politics and kind of some of the discrepancies and lack of opportunities in terms of women yielding the same power as men, particularly in Congress, and what results that might be. We talked about the new Nobel Prize winner, Malala. It's the youngest Nobel Prize winner ever. So we thought that would be really exciting. And then next month we're focusing solely on feminism and the roles both for men and women, because we really want it to be an all-inclusive club.
The club hopes to prosper and spread the word of feminism and give a better understanding of those who aren't aware of the true definition. We'd like to thank Mrs. Purvis and Ms. Favre for allowing us to discover further information about your club. For Tribal News, I'm Gabby Sharp. Now back to the studio.
There's a place where students can go to draw, create, and express themselves. Art Club is going through some changes as there is a new art teacher this year. She's imaginative, inspiring, and is painting the way for future young artists. Let's find out more about her.
Each Wednesday after school, one will find busy students contributing to the activities of the art club. This year's advisor, Ms. Savalia, is new to Lenape. The students are very happy to welcome her. She has many plans for art club. Hands-on and organized, Ms. Savalia keeps the pace and directs the students. Projects in art club are very involved. They take multiple meetings and time to fully construct and complete. Students share ideas for their next big project, the gingerbread house competition. Ms. Savalia helps the students determine what their plans are. Ms. Savalia is very optimistic about how her first year at Lenape will go. She's excited for new upcoming art projects and making herself home here at the Lenape family.
I enjoy running art club because it offers opportunity for students who are unable to take art to participate in the arts and enjoy another area that could possibly interest them.
One student in particular, their secretary advisor, Fiona Young, has been a valued member of art club. She's looking forward to what's to come with Ms. Savalia in charge.
She's really energetic, she's fun, nice, and she brings a lot of cool, creative ideas to the table.
Fiona is really happy with Ms. Savalia's plans for art club.
Art club's different because, there's a lot more people here. Last year there was 5 people. Miss Chavalia being the art teacher, she is very fun, so lots of people want to hang out with her after school, just do some art projects, get stuff going.
Ms. Savalia hopes more students to get interested in art club's activities.
We entered a scarecrow contest at historic Smithville Park. It was a chance for the group of students to create something together. They came up with the idea to do Olaf from Frozen, so we planned it out, we constructed it out of plaster, we worked as a team, and we went and set it up, and we ended up taking second place, which gave us a $100 cash prize. I'm hoping that word of mouth and the exciting things that we're doing here is going to get kids involved.
Art Club has flourished this year and students excitedly look forward to the activities in store. We would like to thank Fiona and Ms. Savalia for their story. I'm Sarah Williams, back to you.
And now it's great to see the art club rise to prominence here at Lenape, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you know, I'm not very great at art, but that looks like a great club and something that even I'd like to join.
The Community Service Club is an organization at Lenape that works on making the community a better place. The students that participate help out the community in various ways, not only from the goodness of their hearts, but for community service hours. Let's take a look at what this club has to offer and what it does to help the community.
Community Service Club is a club that provides students with opportunities to get involved in the local community, inside of school as well as outside of school. The students involved show that the club is more than just earning community service hours and requirements for graduation. Ms. Passarello is Community Service Club's advisor and helps run and set up the club's events. She has been overjoyed with the support the club has received over the years, the overwhelming amount of books reached through the Each Big One book drive, and the many new members it's gotten and the support shown at all the events held.
Community Service Club is a group of students at Lenape High School who come together with the mission of volunteering and just understanding what volunteer opportunities there are out there. And as an advisor of that club, our role, Mrs. Waldron and I, is to kind of create a clearinghouse of all of these options. We try to incorporate guest speakers that provide different opportunities. We try to reach out to the community, whether it's through elementary schools, through local animal shelters, just try to show them the variety of service. Service isn't just soup kitchens and raking leaves.
Samir Polvarapu is the president of Community Service Club, and thanks to this club, it's given her more opportunities outside of school to get involved with.
My freshman year was the first year that Community Service Club started, so I've always been really involved with the club, and I also think that it's easiest to be a leader of something you're really passionate about, so Community Service Club was a really good fit for me. Well, Community Service Club is actually a really great way for people to find out about new opportunities. So with Community Service Club, I did events with Samaritan Hospice, and now I work with them outside of school too. Likewise, I worked with Mount Laurel Library with Community Service Club, and now I work with them outside of school too. So everything that I've done through Community Service Club has also been a way for me to get involved outside of school as well.
With all the fundraisers and activities this club does, it seems to be more and more successful each year. From the book drives, Thanksgiving collections, and every walk, the opportunities to get involved never stop. Every year, the club receives new members, and they're always looking for more. Now, back to the studio.
Members of the ATSA work alongside the athletic trainers, helping to aid injured student athletes. Let's go to Rachel Fox to find out some more information about this club.
Athletic Trainer Student Aids, otherwise known as ATSA, is a club at Lenape High School where students grades 10 through 12 can observe and experience the field of sports medicine. Through the years of learning different aspects of athletic training, students learn and develop a firm grasp of the athletic training world, in the long run helping with their future in many different ways. Members of ATSA seasonally stay after school 3 days a week. Depending on the day's schedule, students can stay from the end of school to anywhere from 3:30 in the afternoon to 10 p.m. The athletic trainer's office is located right across from the South Gym and is where these dedicated students work side by side with the trainers and learn how to deal with certain situations and injuries. Rachel Higgins is the senior president of ATSA, who is very dedicated to this club and has many responsibilities when it comes to the players as well as new members.
As a senior club member, my responsibilities include making new members feel comfortable with the room, with the new athletes, and with the trainers as well, because they can be a little hectic at times, just with the amount of responsibility they have. I just serve as an example of how to make the athletes feel comfortable through their injury.
Ms. Thurston and Mr. Von Leer are the school's 2 athletic trainers. They arrive around noon every day and are available to help out student athletes from that point until the last game is ended. Ms. Thurston, responsible for the athletic training club, has many obligations bouncing between caring for injured students as well as club members. She works very hard to teach the students basic first aid skills outside of real-life involvement with meetings and field trips.
For students that are interested in the medical field, it really gives them the chance to see and kind of hands-on what this little piece of the medical puzzle is about. They get to kind of do the nitty-gritty stuff with getting ice bags and hot packs, but they get to observe in the evaluation process of an athlete who's injured, as well as their rehabilitation after a possible surgery, or just an everyday injury. And you know, even just watching from the sideline, it really gives them kind of an idea of what's to come in their future profession.
As a senior in high school who has already decided on what she's going to college for, Rachel Higgins has expressed how being an ATSA over the past 3 years has impacted her decision for her college major, and how, in the long run, will be beneficial in certain situations.
Being a senior in high school, next year I plan on going to a college that has a relationship with a hospital, like Rutgers, Rowan, Penn State. ATSA has maybe really confirmed that I do want to work in a medical field and that I want to be able to help people out in high pressure situations. It's taught me how to react and how to think clearly when things are not going right, how to be professional.
Juliet Harrisine, another senior member of ATSA, agrees.
Even though I'm not going to be an athletic trainer, I'm probably going to use my experience as an ATSA member in the outside world, helping out and in like situations that I wouldn't have been prepared for if I had not taken this after-school extracurricular activity.
Both Rachel and Juliet have dedicated 3 years of their high school career to ATSA. Although they have chosen not to go into the specifics of athletic training, they know wholeheartedly that being a member has benefited them immensely in every way possible.
If an incident were to occur, I may be better prepared for the situation.
When people aren't feeling right, people tend to clam up. They don't think as clearly as they would in real situations when things are calm. I want to be the person that is helpful in every situation. As ATSA has taught me how to help people, even if I don't know everything I'm supposed to be doing, I'm still there and helping. And just, it's taught me how to keep a cool head when things aren't going cool.
ATSA is a club unlike any other, where students work as an athletic training apprentice and have many opportunities to help out fellow students as well as learn vital information in the medical field.
Recently, Coach Kevin Meter of the girls soccer team earned his 200th career win. For more on Coach Meter's achievement, we go to Patrick Galuzza.
This past season, Mr. Meter, head coach of Lenape's girls soccer team, won his 200th career game. This explains why Lenape's girls soccer team has had such success over the last 8 years, including 8 straight South Jersey Coaches Association tournament titles. It is no doubt that Meter is one of the best coaches in South Jersey. This season, the soccer team won its 8th straight South Jersey Group 4 title, along with its 8th consecutive South Jersey Coaches Association tournament. The challenge at this point is to continue the success.
I think we just have a lot of talented players. You know, we get a lot of talent here at Lenape, and we kind of, realize that, and we let the players be themselves on the field, and I think the success of our program has really been established by the talent that our players have and the work ethic that they have and the amount of time that they're willing to spend in getting better.
The assistant coach of the team is Mr. Guerrero. He sees firsthand how good of a coach Meter is.
Well, I think Mr. Meter does a great job of creating an atmosphere that's both fun and with high expectations, and that balance is really key. Our seasons can last 4 and 5 months, so it has to be fun, but the level is, is key to stay at, and I think he really does a nice job, and that's what separates him as a coach, is that he's able to keep a long season both fun and continually with high expectations.
Very few coaches have been as successful as Mr. Meter. Reaching 200 wins as a coach is a very special accomplishment.
It was good. It was a good feeling because it was, the players were the ones kind of paying attention to the record and that kind of thing. So, it was nice to get it, against a district rival of Cherokee, and for the kids and the parents of our players to recognize it was, that was pretty special, for us. And the fact that they recognized what the players before them had accomplished, made it all that much more special.
To be such a successful coach, there has to be something to separate you from other coaches.
I'm very fortunate that we have such a strong coaching staff with our assistant coaches and strong leadership amongst our players that really understand the tradition here. So I don't think I really do anything different except the fact that I've really surrounded ourselves with quality people and quality players.
Well, I think Meter does a nice job of adjusting both on and off the field. Talent is important, but the ability to adjust before a game and then during a game is really important and can make the difference between winning and losing. And I really think the way he can adjust to different coaches and teams and situations is what separates him from other coaches.
To have his players perform like this, every coach must prepare. Coach Meter is no different, and his game plan and prep for games works very well.
We try to make practices, as keeping a balance between, make sure they're intense, but at the same time that they're enjoying themselves out there, because it is, such a long season. So, we try to make sure they have the information necessary to prepare for a team, but at the same time, we try to work on our strengths and develop that as we move forward against each opponent.
The success of the team under Coach Meter has made great memories for many players and the coaches.
To be honest, I don't know how much the players and the coaches think about all the wins. It might be something one day we look back when we're done at. And that maybe is what the key is for our team, is that we think, one game at a time. And our ultimate goal is to win a championship. So the total number of wins really isn't something that comes up or crosses the coaches and players' minds very frequently. It's basically getting that next win. And I'm sure we'll all appreciate it when it's all over at some point.
The players are not the only ones who helped Coach Meter achieve this milestone. The assistant coach, Mr. Guerrero, also played a big part in helping Meter coach the team and prepare for those big games.
Well, I think the coaches do our best to prepare the girls ahead of time for the games, but ultimately it's the girls that put the ball in the back of the net, and it's the defenders and the goalies that keep it out of the net. So they really do deserve all the credit. We can do our best before the game to prepare them, but ultimately it's what they do on the field that gets it done. And I really think that's what separates Coach Meter from the rest. Is he'll be the first one to tell you that it's not him or his coaching staff, it's the girls that get it done.
The teams that Mr. Meter have led have had a great deal of success. He hopes to keep the success going and hopefully will win 300 games soon. Patrick Galuzza, Travel News.
And now we go to our sports insider, Derek Hill, with a special report on the fall 2014 season. Derek?
Thanks, Jack and Celine. This fall brought success for most, if not all, sports at Lenape, proving our school's athleticism and our perseverance towards winning. We start with the football team, who in the off-season moved down to a lower division, the West Jersey Colonial League, hoping to piece together a winning season after going 4-6 for the previous 4 seasons. Astonishingly, the team climbed to an undefeated record for the first time ever since they began varsity football back in 1959. Although they found success in the regular season, they lost in the first round of the playoffs, a devastating loss that they hope to make up for next season. We transitioned into another team who had high success this year. The girls' soccer team went into the season as a powerhouse in the South Jersey rankings. They lived up to that title, only posting 2 losses. Although they were only ranked 2nd in South Jersey, they scorched through the playoffs, making it to the South Jersey Championship game against division rival Shawnee. Winning by a score of 2-1, the team took their 8th straight South Jersey title. With the amount of success the girls' soccer team had for nearly the last decade, the boys' soccer team has been viewed as more of a side note on the Lenape campus. Posting a 9-6-4 record, the team put up a good season, making the playoffs even though they finished 4th in the Olympic Conference. Trying to accomplish the same as the girls' team, the boys made it to the South Jersey quarterfinal but lost to Cherokee, ending their season with an embarrassing 5-0 loss. The girls' tennis team, slowly growing their resume as one of the school's best teams, had another successful year. They posted a 17-3 record, earning 4th place in the Olympic Conference. They advanced to the South Jersey Finals, where they won their first title in 22 years. An amazing stat that will go down in the high school record books. We'll see if the boys' tennis team can copy this success when spring sports roll in. Girls field hockey finished their season in 8th place of the Central Jersey Division. Making it to the playoffs, the team won their first round game, but then went to lose the Camden Catholic 3-0. A season that seemed promising until the end of the season, when the team lost 4 of their last 6 games. Lenape Gymnastics consists of some of the best gymnasts in South Jersey. The team posted a 3-6 record, losing their last meet of the season to Seneca. With a losing record and most of their team being seniors this year, it will be up to new players to step up next year for Coach McManus. The girls' volleyball team was routed by opposing teams throughout the season, posting a 3-12 record. The year brought 13 shutouts, substantially being outscored in the second half of most of their matches. For a talented team, it is very surprising for their season to go this way. The team hopes to turn it around next season, trying to get back above 500. Celine and Jack, back to you.
Thank you, Derek. It seems like most of the fall sports teams had great seasons this year.
And we're looking forward to an excellent season in 2015 as well, the winter.
Absolutely, and winter and spring will hopefully bring good seasons for those sports teams.
Lenape is well known for the marching band, which has brought the jungle to Lenape this year. Marching band has won almost every competition with mind-blowing performances.
This is where it all takes place, where the band plays in the chilling nights of autumn to do their very best to perform for an audience that wants to listen for more and come back for more. They have several championships under their belt. This is the one and only Lenape Marching Band. This year, the Lenape Marching Band won the 2014 U.S. Open Group 2 State and National Championship. The main theme this year was "It's a Jungle Out There," which turned out to be a fantastic success. Their performances made the audience feel like they were in an actual jungle, listening to the jungle noises and the jungle beats. It took over 2 months of practice and preparation to ensure that every move and music was correct. From the big nights on the football field to the major competitions at Rutgers and MetLife Stadium, they made a mark at each performance. The musicians performed at every home game for the Lenape varsity football team. This year, everyone was amazed that they had the opportunity to perform at MetLife Stadium and at Rutgers University for competitions where they performed their very best. The marching band felt honored to perform there and at the Turkey Bowl held every Thanksgiving. Mr. Waldron is the director and the advisor of the marching band. He put in a lot of work to prepare for this season.
We prepare for every season the same way. We have our informational meeting. We bring students in who are interested in joining, and then we start the magic.
It takes a lot of work to try to come up with a theme for the marching band each year.
Every year I sit down, I think about different songs, a type of a theme that we can develop. Marching bands have kind of evolved into that scenario over the last decade plus. And we've kind of been trying to stay on the front end of that new trend.
Senior Mary Moynihan also had a lot of preparation to do to make this past year a success.
Practices are, as a full band, 2 days a week, 3 hours on Mondays and Thursdays. Guard practices from 6 to 9 every Wednesday evening. And we have practice before we go to compete. Any Saturday, we practice before football games on Friday, but I really feel that it was student-run practices that made the real difference this year. I know personally, throughout the summer, I had several captains' practices at my house.
Since the band members won the Group 2 championships with a theme everyone loved, the group has had so much fun decorating the band room with the jungle theme and even putting up their names and pictures on the walls. Parents have been a huge help to the success this year, as they have provided food and have done fundraisers to support the members. Since Mary has been in the color guard for 4 years now, she has become a color guard captain under Mr. Waldron.
As captain, it's my job to pretty much be the translator from our guard instructors to the members of the color guard. So it's my job to make sure that everyone is understanding the work that we do, to help answer any questions, to clear up counts for different movements that we do, because every movement that we make has a specific time to count.
With a successful season under the belt, marching band members are looking forward to continue their success next year. We would like to thank Mary Moynihan and Mr. Waldron for their interviews. For Tribal News, I'm John Conlow. Now back to the studio.
You know, it's really impressive that the marching band won states and nationals this year.
It really is. And if you've seen all the intricate performances they put on with all the choreographed moves and dances and even the music, it's a very excellent show to watch. And with their theme, "It's a Jungle Out There," they certainly entertained a lot of people.
Every year, Lenape High School has a week devoted to raising awareness for a certain violence issue. This campaign is a very impactful way to stop violence in our school and our community. To learn more, we go to Colin Baker.
Violence Awareness Week is an event that focuses on raising awareness about violence towards high school students. Each year, a topic is chosen to raise awareness throughout the school using different campaign-centered themes. This year's chosen topic was cyberbullying. Each week consists of daily themes that students can participate in to raise the awareness of cyberbullying. Some of these activities consist of everybody wearing orange to show that everyone can stand up to cyberbullying together, and Twin Day to show that we can double our efforts to stop cyberbullying. These clever ideas hope to raise awareness of the issue and ultimately stop cyberbullying. Mr. Murray is a supervisor at Lenape and had a big role in the development of this year's Violence Awareness Week.
It's a week that we recognize throughout the state annually to bring greater awareness to some of the issues that have occurred in the past.
Because of the development and innovation of technology, social media can be a very powerful tool for communicating. Students can use many different social media services like text messaging, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and others to send hurtful messages and images to other students. This is cyberbullying, and more than half of teenagers in America are cyberbullied this way. Mr. Murray thinks that cyberbullying can be stopped through cooperation and sensitivity of the issue at hand here.
It's going to require a higher level of sensitivity, and you have to, I think, for the most part, it starts with the individual who decides they want to do something negative through the use of social media or other sources.
Lenape High School continues to raise awareness for many violence issues using Violence Awareness Week. I would like to thank Mr. Murray for his contribution to Violence Awareness Week and my story. For Travel News, I'm Colin Baker, back to the studio.
The Lenape family recently invited James Clementi, the brother of a young Rutgers student who tragically committed suicide 4 years ago, to speak to students about the issue of bullying and tolerance. Here's Max Bass with more.
Tyler Clemente was a bright Rutgers student whose life was lost as a result of harassment, intimidation, and bullying due to his sexual orientation. His brother, James Clemente, visited Lenape High School this fall for a presentation that dealt with the harmful effects students can face as a result of bullying relating to their sexual identity.
Nearly 4 years ago, on September 20th, 2010, Tyler Clementi, an 18-year-old student at Rutgers University in New Jersey, committed suicide after being secretly filmed with another man by his roommate. The incident had a huge impact on his family, and the story rapidly spread to the media. As time progressed, schools and institutions throughout America started becoming more aware of the effects that LGBT bullying could have on individuals. Here at Lenape High School, administrators and staff made keeping the building safe for students their #1 goal, which is also evident in Lenape's mission statement. The safe learning environment was helped along by the No Place for Hate campaign, which was established by the Anti-Defamation League as a way to end harassment, intimidation, and bullying in schools throughout America. Also, as a way to supplement this program, the school invited Mr. James Clemente, the brother of Tyler Clementi, to visit Lenape High School in a presentation moderated by 11th grader Jack Watson. Leonard Westman, principal of Lenape High School North, helped coordinate Mr. Clementi's visit because he truly hoped the presentation would impact students around the school and correspond with the No Place for Hate campaign.
I like to think that students' sensitivity towards the differences that we have as human beings was really heightened by his presentation, and moving forward, I like to think that it had a positive effect or helped reinforce our No Place for Hate campaign that we've had in place now for several years here at Lenape. I really believe that as we move forward in time, it'll only help our school culture, the sensitivity of our school culture towards, again, the differences between all of us.
On the day of the presentation, hundreds of students piled into the auditorium to listen to what Mr. Clemente would say about his brother's situation, as well as how students at Lenape could prevent both themselves and others from going down the same path. This presentation impacted the school in a positive manner, especially for students dealing with LGBT issues. Jack Watson asked many in-depth questions to Mr. Clemente in order to help shape the message that students would hear. His presentation also corresponded with Unity Day, where everyone at Lenape wore orange in order to unite the school as one. Mr. James Clemente truly hopes to see a positive impact on the reduction of LGBT bullying in the LHS community after hearing what he had to say about his brother.
There's such a need to be talking about these issues out in the open, and I hope that the students here were able to get something out of the presentation, but I felt very respected here. Everyone was so considerate and so respectful, and it was really good. I want the students at Lenape to understand their own personal role that they play in bullying situations that may happen here at the school or outside of the school, and realize that there is a personal responsibility for each student, especially when when you see something happening or when you become aware of something happening to a classmate.
Students at Lenape were deeply impacted by Mr. Clemente's presentation in more ways than one. Various students took a different message from the presentation and were able to apply it to their own life. Stephanie Seddon is a dedicated member of GSA and was strongly affected from what Mr. Clemente had to say about his brother's situation.
The James Clemente presentation, it really hit a nerve with me. Not necessarily on the LGBT aspect, but definitely the topic of suicide.
The presentation from Mr. Clemente definitely proved effective in contributing to the No Place for Hate campaign and positively impacting both the students and staff at Lenape. The message from Mr. Clemente definitely impacted students dealing with LGBT issues. I would like to thank Mr. Leonard Westman, Mr. James Clemente, and Stephanie Siddon for their time and interviews. For Tribal News, I'm Maxwell Bass. Now back to the studio.
The theater department has been busy this past fall. The student body performed The Great Gatsby as their annual fall play. For more on the fall play, we'll go to Matt Baker on the set.
Hi, I'm Matthew Baker reporting for Tribal News here on the set of The Great Gatsby, this year's fall play. Auditions were held in September and rehearsals ran through October and early November. Although preparations were trying, whether it was getting into character or designing the set, the cast made it through with a seamless performance on opening night. The Great Gatsby, a fictional book written in 1925 by F. Scott Fitzgerald, narrated by the character Nick Carraway. Mr. Bausch was the director for the fall play, giving insight into how they chose the show.
Great Gatsby is a great story and fits our school well and the students who I knew would come out for it. I would say that this show will not seem like a high school show.
Sarah Moynihan was an actress in the play. She thought it would be such a good show she couldn't resist trying out.
I did it last year and that was a lot of fun, and I figured why not and auditioned again this year.
Both Sarah and Mr. Bausch thought it was hard to prepare for the show, but they made it through and were great at the end.
The hardest part of the play is trying to get 50 people to all do the same thing at the same time.
We're approaching Tech Week, so everyone has their lines memorized.
But it wasn't easy.
To learn them well enough to not have to look at the script, it takes about a month and a half.
Some people, as soon as they say their lines, they're in character, but I know Jason, who plays Gatsby, he'll go around and have people sort of psych him into the character.
After months of preparation, the cast of The Great Gatsby had finally reached closing night. It was bittersweet. The cast had finally reached their final performance, but they were happy that so many people had come to see them.
Closing night is the most exciting part.
Somehow we managed to pull it all together. When the show goes up and the cast and the crew and the parents are proud of the thing, it's amazing, and you're very sad when it's over.
All of Lenape's past plays have been great successes, and now The Great Gatsby can be added to that list. Thank you to Sarah Moynihan and Mr. Bausch for contributing to our story. I'm Matthew Baker, now back to the studio.
Our school life correspondent, Lindsay Wood, is here with us now to tell us a little bit about some of the events we have coming up this winter.
Thanks, Jack and Celine. There is a lot to look forward to this winter. Right after the holiday break, the boys basketball team welcomes district rival Cherokee in a home game on January 6th. In the auditorium on Wednesday, February 4th, the senior class hosts the Mr. Lenape competition. 12 contestants compete in a beauty pageant parody as a fundraiser for prom and project graduation. Finally, the Lenape Theater Department puts on 6 shows of Shrek the Musical on March 6th, 7th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. Check the Lenape website at lrhsd.org/LenapeHS for ticket information in February. That's just a few of the big events ahead. We'll, of course, have coverage of this and much more on our winter edition coming up in March. Back to you, Jack and Celine.
All right, thank you very much, Lindsay. In the Lenape Auditorium, where many assemblies have taken place and many performances have been produced, we get a behind-the-scenes look at this year's fall play, The Great Gatsby, with stage crew, and see what dedication it takes to be a part of a job so demanding.
The fall play requires months of nonstop effort from a group of students and staff to put together a show that warrants a standing ovation. You may think we're talking about the cast, but there's another group who operate behind the scenes to bring everything together. The effort is so great that without them, the show would be unable to go on. This is Lenape stage crew. Backstage, the stage crew makes the magic come to life by building the sets, moving them during the show, making the props, helping with the advertising, and assist with the lighting and stage direction. Most people are unaware of just how much work is put into these shows and what stage crew does to help put on the show. Mr. Leonard Nicholas is a stage crew advisor who oversees the day-to-day operations to help put on this year's fall play, The Great Gatsby. With years of experience, Mr. Nicholas knows how important it is to keep his calm and carry on with the show, especially with such a large responsibility to make sure everything runs smoothly.
I don't know that the students feel as much pressure as the instructors and people building the sets, but when the time comes to get the sets off and on once they're built, and the pressure comes with, timing the lighting cues, whoever's running that. This year it's Anthony Pizzo, and making sure that the microphones are off and on at the right times with the characters coming off and on. That's Jess Korhummel running that. That's most of the pressure there.
Student Jaden Paley is a member of stage crew who works daily trying to tweak the show to match the quality required for The Great Gatsby. In order for this to happen, students like Jaden must be very invested in the work, dedicated, and willing to do what it takes to accomplish something great.
A benefit would definitely be seeing the show come together after all the hard work. In the beginning, as we've progressed to the show, it's really cool to see everything just kind of come together and pay off with all the hard work.
The stage crew, they get a varied experience from, again, building sets, learning how to design and build sets, to paint them, learning what it takes to move them off and on the stage. They get to find out how to mic up people correctly so that they can be heard in the audience. They get to design lighting and help design lighting and run lighting. I've had a number of students who go on into theater as building sets and things of that nature.
And of course, Mr. Nicholas is a huge factor in what the show is once everything is finished with.
Mr. Nick mainly does the tech stuff, and it's really cool if you're watching because it's almost as if the audience can kind of read the emotions through the lighting and through the audio and through the sounds that are being put on the stage. And it's, aside from us moving sets and everything, that definitely gives the show more emotion and more depth.
When the curtain finally went up for The Great Gatsby, the applause wasn't just for the actors, but for the students who were involved in it, especially stage crew. For Tribal News, I'm Sammy LaFlamme.
Ping pong, a game that is always fun and is now a club at Lenape. Trent Ainsworth explains how this came to be.
The Ping Pong Club is a brand new club here at Lenape. It was founded by a group of students who all had a common love for ping pong. Neil Mather and Michael Higgins founded the Ping Pong Club. They are both sophomores and they have a love for the game. Both gentlemen decided Lenape needed a ping pong club that students could go to. After finding Miss Frisch, their club advisor, they talked to Mr. Walsh, the athletic director, and could get started on the club. Neil Mather worked with his friend to create the club and got it approved.
First off, we had to find an advisor, so we talked to Mrs. Frisch, the Spanish teacher at Lenape, and after that, we had to talk to Mr. Walsh, get tables. We didn't get tables from the school, we bought them ourselves, so we had to find those, online and bring them to the school, get everything approved by Mr. Walsh, and then the club could start.
One of the issues the club faced when it was founded was acquiring the tables.
Funny story about the tables. Actually, my neighbor put his old ping pong table outside of his house and he was giving it off for free. So me and my friend, I told him, he got his truck and he picked the table up, and that was our first table. And the second one we bought online, used for around $50. So that's how we got our first two tables. We hope to get some more.
I'd like to thank Neil Mather for his time and the interview. With Tribal News, I am Trent Ainsworth.
Lenape's school newspaper, The Smoke Signal, has recently undergone a transformation from paper to digital, allowing many more people to access it. Now to Tyler Schlendorn for more information.
The newspaper industry is in a state of flux as journalism transitions from print to digital. This trend has even extended to high school newspapers. Lenape's school newspaper, The Smoke Signal, recently transitioned into a digital format. This year, The Smoke Signal is officially online after a trial run for the new digital version last year. The staff has been working extremely hard to get it online and spreading the word about the new capability. Students can now submit articles and pictures to be published without being in the club. Stories are now being published much faster than previously possible, allowing students to read the stories almost as they happen. Sophomore Shannon Lambert is a staff writer and feels the move to online has really helped the newspaper.
It's more accessible to everyone. Everyone can just go online and look at the stories, and it's just like all in one website, so all the stories are right there in front of you and you can get information more easily.
Ms. Wilkeman is an advisor and has been doing a lot of work to get the newspaper online.
I think it's benefited it very much. We get a lot more readership. The students are actively going onto the site and checking it out, and it also makes it more available to other parents, other people in the community. So I think it's been very good for the change.
Over the past year, the Smoke Signal has undergone an enormous transformation from print to online, allowing it to reach many more people and opening many more possibilities. If you would like to see the digital version of the Smoke Signal, go to lenapesmokesignal.com. I'm Tyler Slendorn, now back to the studio.
German is a foreign language choice that has been growing in popularity in recent years. Ms. Marianne Stecker has been the only German teacher that Lenape has, and she has many years of experience to show for it.
There are many teachers at Lenape High School, but not all of them give the students an experience that they will keep with them for the rest of their lives. One teacher, Marianne Stecker, or as her students know her, Frau, is one of those teachers who connects with her students on a deeper level. Frau is the school's only German teacher. Her students love both her and the class. Along with teaching, Frau is the advisor for the school's German club as well as Knowledge Bowl. She contributes a lot to the school and its students. When Frau teaches, she lets the students interact with each other and herself. She is very energetic and tries her best to transfer that energy to her students.
I like German 1 because everything is new and fresh and you see kids' eyes light up the first time they hear things. I like German 2 because I like to see how they're progressing. I like German 3 and 4 because they're starting to get much more grammar under their belts, so then they have more confidence in speaking. And by senior year, I just love to see how the tadpoles have become, have blossomed, and they're all swans and they're ready to take off.
German Club has a variety of fun activities for students to take part in. She helps come up with all of the activities and helps her student officers with running the club. Amy Fredrickson is a member of the German Honor Society. She is in Miss Stecker's German 4 class and has had Miss Stecker since her freshman year. She has had many experiences inside and outside of class with Miss Stecker.
My favorite part of German class is quite possibly just all the laughs we have. With it being a small class, by the time you get to your 4th year, you really get to be great friends with Frau and the other students. And I love the closeness of the classroom.
Of the many teachers at Lenape, Miss Stecker stands out with her dedication to her students and the atmosphere she brings into all her classes. Her time here will hopefully keep going for many years to come. This is Eric DeSantos, now back to the studio.
And Lenape TV recently changed the name of its live homeroom television program to Lenape Live. Let's find out how this change is impacting the students involved, the audience, and the faculty of Lenape High School.
For the past 5 years, the live production put on by Lenape TV students has been called the Lenape Morning Show. Now with the addition of new equipment, as well as an effort to digress from a generic title, the production is now called Lenape Live. Lenape Live airs every Wednesday and Friday to students in their homerooms, and occasionally there are special programs on other weekdays. The show combines pre-recorded segments and live bits with hosts delivering news. The topics on the show range from historical to comical. During the show, the crew members are constantly moving, which can be a bit challenging at times. Mr. Ebson, a television broadcasting technology teacher at Lenape High School and advisor for the Lenape Television Club and Lenape Live, has seen the students endure and overcome these challenges so far.
We got new equipment this year, so we are able to record in high definition. So everything from the show, from the segments to the openers, pre-recorded segments to our live cameras, everything's high definition. We're having cameras moving all over the studio where we are having hosts and on-air talent move throughout the studio where we're having students and staff come in for activities or games or live bits. There's a lot to plan.
Adam Darengowski has been an executive producer for the show for the past 2 years, and he's had say in some of the show's changes. He has a positive outlook on the future of Lenape Live.
I think this new format will do great in the years to come. I think it's just a building block that people can just build off of and make the show even better than what it already is. And like what it could be, it could be amazing.
So far, the interaction element of Lenape Live has been a huge improvement to the show. There have been numerous positive remarks from both faculty and students regarding the new setup and name.
I think it's definitely had a positive impact. I've already received a lot of feedback from teachers and students that they really love the new format of the show. It's just more interesting. It's more fun to watch. It's not the same old thing every day.
Overall, the change to Lenape Live has brought benevolent reactions from students and staff. It's exciting to see how far Lenape Live will go in the years to come. I'm Kerry Stoika for Tribal News. Back to the studio.
Winning isn't everything for the Storm Robotics team. There is no I in team. Cooperation, learning, and teamwork is truly what the robotics team wants to thrive in. To learn more, we go to Shannon Kenny.
Imagine cheering on your team's working robot in a competition, the same one that you helped draft and create. The FTC First Tech Challenge and FRC First Robotics Challenge, Storm Robotics team does that and more. First introduced to Lenape in 2009, the two freshman-sophomore FTC teams and junior-senior FRC team are a combined group of excelling Lenape and Cherokee students who are dedicated to pushing and educating themselves about engineering, technology, and business. Each of the three teams take time out of their day to work together to brainstorm, design, build, test, evaluate, and redesign their final product. Afterwards, they submit their robot into competitions where they fight for first place. Mr. Hessler, a physics teacher and an advisor of the FTC team, notes that winning first place is not the primary goal.
So we're there to win. Now, secondary to that, I mean really primary to that, is we're there because we want to promote engineering, science, technology, and math. We need a group of students that are motivated to do a good job. We want to make sure that they're working hard towards a common goals. So, I mean, the real goal there, isn't it just to help out kids, help students become better people, to make future engineers?
The students in Storm Robotics have improved each and every year. From a slow beginning in 2009 to winning the state championship 2 years ago, the team has augmented their skills of communications, teamwork, and cooperation. Plus, their accomplishments have grown in the club.
Our first year, robot wasn't so good. We went out there, you know, we competed, you know, we did the best we possibly could. Things would fall off, you know, I mean, the thing wouldn't work right, you know, battery dies, whatever it happens to be. This last couple of years, we ended up being the state champions. So not last year, the year before, we were the New Jersey state champions. We had the best robot in New Jersey.
Storm Robotics is about success. The team is designed to give students a background of both engineering and business. There is an emphasis on cooperation, professionalism, and education. Through teamwork, students learn skills that will carry them through their career and beyond. Eric Bobo, a senior at Lenape High School, has been involved in Storm Robotics since his freshman year. The experience has taught Eric useful information that will prepare him for the pursuit of software design in his future.
I've really gained a better understanding of software and programming in general, as well as teamworking skills and, you know, the ability to collaborate with others.
Storm Robotics is a great opportunity for any hardworking student who is interested in engineering, science, technology, or math. The team is engineered to help students become better people and better engineers. We would like to thank Mr. Hessler and Eric Bobo for their contributions to the robotics team and our story. For Tribal News, I'm Shannon Kenny. Now back to the studio.
That's all for our fall edition of Lenape Tribal News.
We hope you tune in next time as we will be checking out all the winter happenings at Lenape High School. For Celine Pence and our entire crew here in Studio ND27, I'm Jack Watson. Thanks for tuning in.